Hey everybody, Garrett Claridge here. Today we're going to be checking out a product directly associated with something called the white van scam. Now these are called the Sutherland Technology ST6.1 digital cinema speakers. These are the surround sound satellites from that kit. And here I'm going to put a picture of the box up. So the packaging design is rather modest with these compared to some of the other fake products I've seen with labels such as Made in USA, Made in Germany, and all these other really large numbers printed on them. The ST6.1 digital cinema talks about 1,000 watts total system power, front center surround output power 5 times 130 watts each. Even though the center channel does have double the amount of drivers, it is the same power as the satellites. Subwoofer output power 350 watts. That's not a bad rating, although these are just two 6.5 inch. We have magnetically shielded center end corner speakers. I've never actually seen anybody describe a surround sound speaker as a corner speaker. Complete 6-piece surround system. And of course, probably the first thing you notice, the MSRP price printed directly in ink on the packaging. $2,400. Does that seem a little high for something like this? Well, we're gonna find out. It was sort of a common thing in the 80s where people would actually drive around in a big van and they'd just kind of yell at people in the parking lot, say, "Oh, I got a deal on some speakers. You know, the boss needs me to get rid of all this old inventory, and look at, they're worth this much money, and I'll sell you them for, I don't know, $600. Something like that, you know. And in reality, people might think that they're getting a real good deal on something, but it's just a very typical cheapy sort of equipment you're buying, and it's not near the quality described or sold to you as. These deals tend to go down very fast with not very much time to check out the equipment, do any research, or even look in the box to see what's really inside. So most of the time you're just looking at the back of a van with a bunch of boxes of brand new inventory, and it seems like an unbelievable deal. Now the salesman in this situation is very tricky and using all kinds of different words and trying to confuse you. I actually last year had somebody pull up right in front of a thrift store and ask if I wanted some cheap speakers. Good deal, right? And I checked it out, and it was these exact things in the back of the truck, or back of the van, and it was just hilarious because he was in one of those GMC white work vans, like a very typical white rental van, and screamed out his window, "You want some cheap speakers?" I couldn't believe what I heard. I find it crazy this scam is still an ongoing thing. I've actually heard of people in town tell me, and actually give me calls asking, "Have you heard of this brand name?" And I just go, you know, get out of there. And these are real long screws. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, no. I just got totally train wrecked when I checked out this driver for the first time. This is something that resembles like a Bluetooth Chinese speaker, really. I cannot believe this, and the people that have told me how much they've lost in these scams is unbelievable. If you don't know much about audio equipment, it can happen rather easily. Some of these brands kind of seem legit or might have a sort of off-brand sort of thing. Anyway, I was saying this scam is still an ongoing thing. It's much more apparent on the local classifieds. You see these things under all kinds of different brands. We have the Sutherland that's most popular in my area of Northern Ontario, but you also will see Da Vinci, and even one called Hoffman that claims to be made in Germany. So since there's no information on these, I'm just going to do a test for the impedance. .58. This is supposed to be a 6 ohm speaker. That's not really cool. 6 ohms is not standard whatsoever. A typical home stereo needs a speaker impedance of about 8 ohms. That's the standard, really. So this being sold as just the speakers, what are the chances you have a 6 ohm amplifier? That could cause a lot of issues. So of course we have this very nice thin woofer here. Just, oh, that was very easy to snap that off. This is super thin wire. You can see they used a very standard terminal block. Just molded right through. Oh, that's gross. This wire is so cheap, it's unbelievable. Now, I was actually thinking the tweeter was fake, but I see leads going to it. You might have noticed there's no signal separation or crossover network going on in here, so that tweeter is definitely getting a full range input. What the fuck? That's a fake screw. Okay. So, fake screw, real screw, real screw. How the hell does that work? What? No way. Alright, so remember those really long screws that were in the woofer? Those hold the whole front on. I'm seeing hot glue. And there is terminals here on whatever the heck this is. So it's like molded in there. Do they mold the tweeter? Oh. Oh my god! They hot glue it! They hot glued that. So here's that tweeter thing. I'm really curious. Huh. You think this is fake? What? That's a piezo. Oh man. So here's what was inside the tweeter, if you could even call it a tweeter. This is a piezoelectric buzzer, normally associated with like the beep beep watch sounds and those really annoying tones. So what they do, this is the ultimate cheap out in the audio world for a high frequency device. They tried to amplify it by putting this cone on there. Now you might remember, a lot of old boom boxes and cheaper systems had that little plate. That is the exact same component inside there. You can see it actually fits right on that. Anyway, the only way you're actually going to hear this component is by sticking your ear right to it. They do work, but they're just so inefficient that they're useless. Just going to give this thing a little power, see if it works. Make a noise. Oh! Jesus Christ! That scared the piss out of me. Now for the moment I'm sure you've all been waiting for. I have these all hooked up. The 3 complete cabinets and 1 loose woofer. These are going to 120 volts AC. So we're going to have a race here and see just which one of these goes first. How should I do this? In case anyone was wondering, I did remove the cats from the room before attempting this. So here we go. It's a race. Oh! Now we got the piezos. 1. No, it's still zapping. 1's fried. Oh, yeah. Those both go at once? Oh yeah, they're smoking. Another great feature of these, even though it does say on the box magnetically shielded, there is no magnetic shielding protection on this system whatsoever, so be sure not to put it next to your computer towers or CRT televisions. People always ask if I save the magnets off stuff. The answer is yes. I don't really do anything with them, I just give them away as people need them. Well, there you have it. Sutherland Technologies, another fake speaker brand to look out for. If you're ever going to invest in audio equipment, be sure to do your research. Don't just buy the first thing you see out of the back of someone's van. That's about all for now. You be sure to have yourself a nice fucking day.